Turn on subtitles for better understanding. The British Empire became one of the largest empires in world history. It grew across many continents and ruled millions of people. Its power shaped global trade and culture. Its influence can still be seen today. The empire began to grow in the late 1500s, when English ships explored distant coasts. Sailors searched for new lands and riches. They wanted better trade routes overseas. This marked the start of expansion. Early colonies were created in North America and the Caribbean islands. These places were important for farming and trade. Many settlers arrived from England each year. Life there was often difficult and dangerous. The British also explored Africa and Asia for new opportunities. They traded goods, gold, and spices with local kingdoms. Sometimes, they made agreements with leaders. Other times they used force to gain control. By the 1700s the empire was growing quickly, through war and trade. Britain fought other European powers for territory. These battles decided who controlled important regions. Victory often brought new colonies. India became the most valuable colony in the empire. It offered spices, cotton, and tea. British companies first controlled trade there. Later the British government took full power. India became central to British wealth. The empire also expanded in Africa during the 1800s. Britain claimed large areas of land. They built railways, ports, and new towns. Local people were often forced to work. Many traditions were changed or lost. Australia and New Zealand became British settler colonies. Many Europeans moved there for new lives. They built farms and cities across the land. Indigenous peoples suffered greatly from this expansion. Canada grew into another important colony, with strong British influence. French and British cultures mixed over time. Trade in fur and timber helped the economy grow. The region became key to the empire. The British Navy played a major role in the empire's success. It protected trade routes across the oceans. Strong ships allowed Britain to travel anywhere. This gave them huge military and economic power. During the 1800s, Britain became the world's leading industrial nation. Factories produced goods faster than ever before. These goods were sold across the empire. This created great wealth for British companies. London became a global center of finance and politics. Leaders made decisions that affected people around the world. Many countries depended on British trade. The empire reached its greatest strength. The empire also spread the English language to many regions. Schools taught British ideas and culture. English became a common tool for business and government. This helped connect distant parts of the empire. However, life in the colonies was not equal for everyone. Many local people had little power or freedom. They were forced to follow British laws. Their resources were often taken for British profit. Some colonies resisted British control and fought for independence. People wanted their own governments and rights. These movements grew stronger over time. The empire faced rising pressure. The American colonies were the first major group to break away. They declared their independence in 1776. After a long war, the United States was born. This was a major loss for the empire. Even after losing America, the empire kept expanding elsewhere. Britain focused on Asia, Africa, and the Pacific. New colonies were added each decade. The empire still remained powerful. In the 1800s, Britain fought many wars to protect its interests. Some were against other European powers. Others were local conflicts in the colonies. These wars kept the empire strong but costly. The Victorian era marked the height of the empire. Queen Victoria ruled for many years. British culture spread widely during this time. Many people believed the empire was a symbol of progress. But not everyone agreed with this idea. Writers and activists criticized colonial policies. They spoke about injustice and inequality. Their voices encouraged more people to question the empire. The early 1900s brought new challenges for Britain. Other nations were becoming strong. Germany, Japan, and the United States grew quickly. Competition for global influence increased every year. World War I weakened the empire greatly. Millions of soldiers were needed to fight. The war cost huge amounts of money. Many colonies supported Britain. But the empire was never the same afterward. After the war, people in the colonies wanted more freedom. They demanded political rights and self-rule. Britain tried to keep control, but change was coming. The empire could not stay unchanged. India became the center of independence movements. Leaders like Gandhi inspired millions. They used peaceful protest to challenge British rule. Their actions gained worldwide attention. Britain struggled to respond to these rising movements. Some leaders wanted reform, others wanted to keep strict control. This created tension across the empire. Change was becoming unavoidable. World War II caused even more damage to British power. The country was heavily bombed and weakened. The economy was exhausted after years of fighting. Britain could no longer manage a vast empire. After the war, many colonies demanded full independence. Britain realized it could not stop these movements. New nations began to form across Asia and Africa. The empire started to break apart. India gained independence in 1947 after long negotiations. It was divided into two countries, India and Pakistan. This event inspired other colonies. It marked a major turning point in history. African nations soon followed the same path. Ghana became independent in 1957. Others gained freedom in the 1960s. These changes happened quickly. The empire was shrinking fast. Britain tried to support peaceful transitions to independence. Some regions changed without conflict. Others faced violence and civil war. Each country had its own story. The process was not always easy. By the late 1900s, the empire had mostly disappeared. Only a few small territories remained under British control. Many former colonies joined the Commonwealth. This group encouraged cooperation. The Commonwealth allowed nations to stay connected without being ruled. Members shared culture, language, and history. They worked together on education and trade. This helped maintain friendly relations. The end of the empire changed Britain's role in the world. It was no longer the dominant global power, but it remained important in politics and economics. Its influence continued in new ways. English stayed a major global language. After the empire ended, it became useful for travel, business, and science. Many countries kept using it in schools. This helped English spread even further. British culture also remained influential around the world. Literature, music, and films reached global audiences. Sports like cricket and soccer spread widely. These traditions connected many nations. The empire left both positive and negative effects on former colonies. Some gained modern infrastructure and education. Others suffered from unfair borders and conflict. The legacy is complex and debated. People still discuss it today. Historians study the empire to understand how it shaped the modern world. They look at trade, migration, and cultural change. They also examine injustice and resistance. This helps explain today's global systems. Many former colonies now have strong identities and growing economies. They celebrate their independence each year. Their cultures mix old traditions with new influences. They continue to evolve. Britain today focuses on cooperation rather than control. It builds partnerships with other nations. It supports development and education programs. Its global role is now based on diplomacy. The story of the British Empire shows how power can rise and fall over time. It shaped many parts of the world for centuries. Its legacy remains visible everywhere. Learning this history helps us understand our world.